fået sat det hele i stand nu, eller hvad skulle du se på de sidste ting? Nej, det var også ikke nok. Ja, men det er rigtigt. Der vil jeg gerne lige have mulighed for at forberede. Vi siger, klar at sige det kl. 10. Fordi jeg lige har oversat det, fordi jeg kan godt stå og læse op, men hvis jeg samtidig skal stå og oversætte det, så hænger de der amerikanske termer ved, eller trading-termer ved, så de er alt for engelsk. Altså jeg kan ikke så hurtigt switche over. Jo. Ja. Nej, kun en enkelt gang. Ja. Ja, det kan fint. Jeg har ikke faktisk set det, men jeg tror det kan fint nok. Nej, vi venter sgu til så det der. Jeg var inde på Realkreditrådets hjemmeside, eller på GA's hjemmeside, der har man adgang til Realkreditrådets data. Og der kan man så se, at det der spread, som normalt er mellem, hvad huset bliver udbudt til, og hvad de bliver solgt til, det stiger altså. En ting er, at selve udbudsprisen, den er ved at tage op nu, men den faktiske pris, den klarer sig lidt lige under. Den ser sådan her ud nu. Ja, der er nogle regioner, hvor det er, nogle kommuner, hvor det er på, at man skal 15% ned, eller sådan noget i pris, ikke? Flere ting. Ej, jeg skal tættere ind. Jeg gider ikke bruge det op, der skal nok så højt. Jeg er tættere på, fordi det skal være Rudersdal Kommune, eller det skal være Gentofte, eller Hørsholm.
Good morning, I'm David Kasper and this is Saxo Bank Market Call. Today is the 29th of October. On Friday we saw the University of Michigan confidence out slightly lower than expected. These were final figures, so it was no big deal. Streak of German CPI figures was basically also as expected, and German GfK consumer confidence was slightly lower than expected. Japanese large retail sales were out at minus 2% versus 1.8% minus expected, and Japanese retail trade year-on-year was out at 0.5% positive versus minus 0.7% expected. So mixed figures there. Australian NAB business confidence out of 9 versus 12 prior, and so all of this was not really that important. Euro-dollar was stronger this morning, trading at 144.25, and dollar and yen are both weak. Especially, dollar and yen are weak, and all other currencies apparently are stronger, and euros is one of the strongest currencies. Fixed income, all 10-year contracts looking toppish, edging slightly lower, and not able to keep the upward momentum from the past 3 weeks. Stocks, all indices were somewhat stronger on Friday. Nasdaq again about to make new highs. In commodities, we saw some significant strength on dollar weakness. Gold trading at $793 per ounce, silver at 14.4, and crude oil trading at $93 per barrel. Per barrel. So what's going on? Well, we saw crude oil rallying, yet another all-time high with WTI December contract hitting 93.2 here today, after Mexico shut down a fifth of its production due to a large storm. Asian stocks rose for a third day, pushing benchmarks in Hong Kong, India and South Korea higher to record highs on positive earnings and rising oil prices. We are seeing some speculation that we will see a Fed cut this Wednesday. That is gaining strength, and the dollar is actually now making new lows, with the Canada at the 33-year the Canadian currency at 33-year high versus the US dollar, and the Aussie at a 23-year high against the US dollar. Chinese yuan rose the most in 2 years after Chinese central bank signaled that it will allow faster appreciation to help narrow a record trade surplus. A record, it looks or sounds very interesting, but it actually only rose 30 basis points versus the US dollar. On the calendar today, we don't have that much stuff out. We do have a couple of UK figures at 8:30 and 9:30 GMT, but those are not important. Later on tonight, we have the 2145 Kiwi building permits, and 23:30 we have Japanese labor market data with the jobless rate expected at 3.8%, the job to applicant ratio expected at 1.06%, and sorry, not percent, just 1.06, and overall household spending year on year expected at 1.4%. But in the next couple of days, that's at the 30th and 31st of October, we do have a lot of data out. We have the Riksbank interest rates and retail sales in Sweden. We have the unemployment rate and unemployment change in Germany, quite important for the euro and for DAX. We have the Swiss UBS consumption indicator. We have the US S&P Case-Shiller housing price index. And if you remember, on Thursday last week, we had some horrible US housing figures. So the focus will be on what prices are doing from here. Also consumer confidence in the US, and in Japan on the 31st we have Bank of Japan target rate and housing starts and annualized housing starts, construction orders as well. And German retail sales, we have basically a lot of stuff up, but the important data is the FOMC rate decision. They're expected to cut rates 25 basis points. That's on the 31st, as well as the Chicago PMI and a streak of GDP figures. The ADP employment change as well. So a lot of important stuff in the US on the 31st of October. One FX trade for today, that's dollar Mexico. We actually already short. We went short on Friday after actually just before the Bank of Mexico decided to hike rates 25 basis points. So the positive carry in this trade, being a short dollar Mex, is even bigger now, and that's also why it's headed lower. In our opinion, the trend is quite strong on the downside, and we want to be with the trend and also with the carry here, as well as we like the fundamentals in the Mexican economy better than in the US economy. On equities, we are generally positive on stocks today. We believe not in a massive upside, just some upside, and we have a possible mean reversion trade in Kimco. The ticker is CPR, traded on XLIS, and the suggested holding period is 15 trading days. We suggest an entry range of 6.1 to 6.3, and setting a stop loss at 5.81, targeting 6.45. We do have a couple of other trading strategies on their way, but they will be released during the next 15 or 30 minutes in the trader. On futures, we are still long Euribor, December 2007. We think that there's too much hysteria in the European interbank market, and that hysteria will retreat. And at the same time, we are positive on crude oil still. All the big draws we've been seeing in the U.S. storage figures, the fact that Mexico shuts down some production facilities and ports as well, should guarantee higher prices still. Also, we're positive on precious metals, both gold and silver, on continued dollar weakness. That is it for today, and thank you for joining me here on Saxo Bank Market Call.